Welcome to EnglightenPro, where you speak English like a native. Faster than ever.
Hey there, amazing learners, and welcome back to EnglightenPro. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jack. We're so happy you're here with us today.
Are you feeling unconfident when you speak English? Do you sometimes hesitate, afraid of making mistakes or not finding the right words? If that sounds like you, you're not alone. So many English learners feel the same way. But here's the truth. You can become confident, natural, and fluent. And in today's episode, we'll show you how, step by step. So stay with us, because this lesson might be exactly what you need to finally speak English with confidence.
And if you find this lesson a little hard to understand, don't worry. That's totally normal. Just keep practicing, and it will get easier. This is the truth. It might feel tricky now, but this is how native speakers really talk. And with time and practice, you'll start to understand and speak like them too. Keep going. You're doing great.
That's right. Today, we're learning 25 essential English words that you can start using in your daily conversations.
Yeah, and our mission really for this deep dive is to take this list and we'll pull out the key meanings, look at some good examples from the source.
And really unpack why these words made the list, why they're essential. Think of it as like a shortcut to making your English communication just better, more effective right away.
Absolutely. And these aren't, super obscure words. They're the kind of building blocks you hear and see all the time. Conversations, reading.
Everywhere. So,
Absolutely. Where should we start? Maybe with time, things about timing.
good idea. Words describing time or sequence. Let's start there.
Okay, first up, currently.
Currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one tells us what's happening right now, present moment.
Yeah.
It anchors something to this specific time.
Okay, the example. I'm currently watching a great show on TV.
Right. So that means right now, as I'm saying this, that's what I'm doing. My focus is on the show. Not yesterday, not later, but now.
Got it. And another one. She's currently working on a big project.
Same idea, really. Her main activity, her focus right now in this period is that project. What's neat about currently is it often suggests something ongoing. It might not last forever, but it describes the present situation.
Like, are you currently working on anything interesting?
Always. I'm currently digging into some new research data, actually. It's just a good, natural way to talk about what's taking up your time these days.
Perfect. Okay, so from now, let's jump to right away. Let's look at immediately.
Immediately. Yeah, this one's all about speed. No delay, zero waiting. It emphasizes promptness.
Okay. The source example is, he called me immediately after the meeting.
So the instant the meeting ended, boom, the call happened. No gap.
Right. And please come immediately. It's urgent.
Yeah, that really stresses the need for instant action. Urgency. You use immediately when time is critical, when something needs to happen now. No hesitation.
Like responding to an emergency.
Exactly. Or maybe, I knew I had to apologize immediately. You don't wait. It conveys that instant reaction.
Makes sense. Okay, now for a word that kind of turns up the volume on things.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Extremely. It's an intensifier. Basically means very, but, more so. To a really high degree. It pushes the meaning of an adjective or adverb way up.
The example given is, the weather is extremely hot today.
Right. So not just warm, not even just hot. It means really significantly hot. Like uncomfortable, maybe even dangerously hot. Extremely signals it's at the far end of the scale.
Okay, and she's extremely talented.
Yeah, so her talent isn't just good. It's exceptional, outstanding, way above average. You pull out extremely when very just doesn't feel strong enough, when you want to emphasize something significant.
I'm extremely hopeful these words will help people listening.
Exactly that kind of strong feeling. That's where extremely fits perfectly.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about challenge.
Challenge. Okay. A challenge is something difficult, right? Something that tests you, your skills, your resources. It often takes real effort.
But can lead to growth, maybe.
Often, yeah. Let's give an example. Climbing that mountain was a big challenge.
Okay.
You picture it, right? Physically hard, needs planning, there are obstacles. Challenge captures all that difficulty, the effort involved.
And the other one, learning a new language is a challenge, but it's worth it.
Yeah, this admits it's not easy. It takes time, practice, you get frustrated, but it frames it as something that pushes you. And like we'll see with another word later, it has real value in the end. So challenge implies difficulty, but often also potential reward if you tackle it.
Like trying to balance work, family, maybe learning English too. That's a huge challenge for a lot of people.
It absolutely is. And just naming something as a challenge is often the first step, isn't it? Figuring out how to approach it.
True. Okay, speaking of things you can rely on, how about reliable?
Reliable, yeah. This describes something or someone that's consistently good. Dependable, you can trust it or them,
He's a reliable friend.
meaning you can count on him. If he says he'll help, he helps. He shows up, there's consistency there.
Okay. Or this car is very reliable.
Right. It starts every morning, doesn't break down unexpectedly, it just works when you need it to. A reliable car saves you a lot of hassle, a lot of worry. Reliability is key when consistency and trust matter.
Yeah, I always try to find reliable news sources. You need info you can actually trust.
Exactly. Reliability underpins trust in so many areas.
Okay, next word. Convenient.
Convenient. This is about something fitting in easily with your plans or your needs. Makes things easier, saves you time or effort.
Like online shopping is convenient.
Totally. You do it from home whenever you want, no travel. It simplifies the whole process.
Makes sense. And this bus stop is convenient for me.
Meaning it's easy for you to get to. Maybe it's right near your house or work. It makes your commute simpler. Convenient is all about ease and fitting smoothly into your life.
Having a coffee shop right downstairs from the office is very convenient.
Oh, yeah. Makes getting that morning coffee a breeze, doesn't it?
Definitely. Okay, kind of related to fitting in and ease.
Flexible.
Flexible. Right. This means being able to change easily, adapting to new situations or conditions. It's all about adaptability.
Let's give an example. My schedule is flexible.
Yeah, meaning you can adjust your hours or meeting times if needed. You're not rigidly stuck to one plan. Super helpful when things pop up unexpectedly.
Or she's flexible with her plans.
Right. If a plan changes, maybe a restaurant is full or a meeting time shifts, she's okay with it. She can adjust. She doesn't get upset if things don't go exactly as planned. Being flexible is really useful, both in people and systems, especially when change happens often.
Yeah, being flexible with your own expectations can probably reduce stress too. Oh, absolutely. It helps you roll with the punches, as they say. Adapt to how things really are.
Okay. Now for something that's, well, easy to see, obviously.
Obviously. Yeah, you use this when something is really clear, easily understood, or apparent. It kind of suggests that what you're saying is probably already known by the listener, or it should be easy for them to see.
Example. Obviously, it's cold outside.
Right. You can feel it, maybe see frost, people are wearing coats. It's not some hidden secret, it's plain to see.
Got it. And she's obviously tired.
Yeah, maybe she's yawning, or her eyes are drooping, or she's moving slowly. Her appearance or behavior makes it clear she needs rest. You use obviously to state something that feels self-evident, hard to argue with.
Like if the sky is completely dark gray and you hear thunder.
It's obviously going to rain. Yeah, the evidence is right there.
Okay, let's talk about things that happen down the line.
Eventually.
This
means after some time. Often after some delays or maybe difficulties. It implies something will happen in the end, just maybe not right away.
For example, I'll eventually finish this book.
Right. Might take a while, maybe you read slowly, maybe you keep getting interrupted, but the predicted outcome is you will finish it at some point.
Okay. Or the rain will eventually stop.
It's raining now, but the expectation is that it's temporary. It will end later. Eventually is useful for talking about outcomes you expect, but that aren't immediate.
So if you keep practicing English consistently.
You'll eventually become fluent.
Exactly. Takes time, takes effort, but that result will come.
Sticking with that theme, effort, and results, how about worthwhile?
Worthwhile. This is a good one. Something is worthwhile if it's worth the time or the money or the effort you put into it.
Okay.
Because it's useful or important or gives you a good result or experience.
Learning English is worthwhile.
Yes. It takes effort, like we said with challenge, right? But the benefits, communicating better, new job opportunities, understanding different cultures, they make that effort feel justified, valuable.
Okay. And the trip was worthwhile. Yeah. Maybe it was expensive or the travel was long and tiring, but the experiences you had, the things you saw, they made the cost and effort seem small compared to the value you got back. Use worthwhile when the benefits outweigh the costs or the effort.
You can say investing in your education is almost always worthwhile.
I would definitely agree with that. The long-term return on that kind of investment is usually huge.
Okay. Next up, tendency.
Tendency, right? A tendency is like a likelihood to do something or be something, a habit, a pattern of behavior. It's not a guarantee every single time, but it's what usually happens.
For example, He has a tendency to forget his keys.
It's his pattern. He often forgets them. Maybe not every single day, but frequently enough that it's noticeable. A tendency.
Or, I have a tendency to drink too much coffee.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not a one-off event. It's a regular habit, a pattern in your behavior. Tendency is great for describing these kinds of predictable behaviors in people, or even in systems or data.
Like some software just has a tendency to crash right when you need it most.
Oh, don't get me started. Yes, that frustrating tendency. Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about getting results now. Effective.
Effective. This means successful. Successful in producing the result you wanted or intended. It describes something that works well for its purpose.
Like, this app is effective for learning vocabulary.
Meaning it actually helps you learn and remember words successfully. It achieves its goal. It works.
Okay. Or, wearing a mask is effective against dust.
The mask successfully stops the dust particles. It achieves the goal of protection. Effective is a really key word when you're evaluating how well something works, a tool, a method, an action based on its outcome.
Using flashcards can be a very effective way to memorize new words.
Definitely. It's a classic method because, well, it's effective. It produces results for many people.
Okay, moving to things that kind of fit this situation. Appropriate.
Appropriate, yeah, this means suitable. Or proper for the specific circumstances. It's about choosing the right thing. Behavior, clothes, words based on the context, or rules, or social expectations.
Okay, the example. Jeans aren't appropriate for a job interview.
Right. The context, a job interview, is usually formal or professional. Jeans are generally too casual, they don't fit that standard, so more formal clothes would be considered appropriate.
Makes sense? Or, that joke wasn't appropriate for the meeting.
Yeah, maybe the joke itself or just the timing didn't fit the serious or professional vibe of the meeting. It wasn't suitable for that specific environment. Appropriate is all about making choices that fit the situation.
Like, using really complex formal language might not be appropriate when you're talking to a 5-year-old.
Exactly, good point. You adjust your language to be appropriate for your audience.
And now for something you absolutely need. Necessary.
Necessary means required, essential. If something's necessary, you just can't do without it. It's fundamental for whatever purpose or outcome you're talking about.
Okay, the example. Sleep is necessary for good health.
Absolutely. You can't maintain good health, physically or mentally, without enough sleep. It's a basic, fundamental requirement.
Yeah. And a passport is necessary for international travel.
You are legally required to have one to cross borders internationally. You literally cannot make the trip without it. It's indispensable. Necessary highlights something you absolutely must have or do.
So practice is necessary if you want to improve any skill.
It really is. You won't get far without that essential piece.
Okay, how about things that are ready for you? Available.
Available means free to be used or accessed or seen, or for a person not busy or occupied, ready for interaction.
For example, the manager isn't available right now.
Meaning they're busy, maybe in a meeting, on a call, doing something else, not free to talk to you at this moment.
Okay, or tickets are available online.
Right? You can access them, you can buy them on the website right now. They're ready for purchase. Available tells you if something is within reach or ready to go.
So are you available to answer one more question?
Yes, I'm available now. What is it?
Perfect. Okay, next. Something that happens a lot. Frequent.
Frequent. This describes something that happens often, or at short intervals, regularly.
Like, she takes frequent breaks while working.
Meaning she takes breaks multiple times, regularly, throughout her workday, not just one long break.
Okay. Or, this cafe is a frequent meeting spot for us.
You meet there often, regularly. It's a place you go back to again and again for your meetings. Frequent emphasizes repetition and regularity.
So reviewing your vocabulary list should probably be a frequent activity, right?
Absolutely. Frequent review is definitely key to making words stick.
All right, let's move to actions that involve thinking. Consider.
Consider. Yeah, this means to think carefully about something, usually before you make a decision.
Okay, the example. I'm considering a new job offer.
Right. You're actively thinking about it, weighing the pros and cons, evaluating the offer before you decide yes or no.
Okay. Or, we should consider the weather before planning the trip.
You need to think about the forecast, how rain or sun might impact your plans. Consider implies that process of careful thought, of evaluation before acting.
Like, before buying something really expensive, you should consider your budget.
Definitely necessary. Requires careful thought about your finances first.
Okay. Now, What about keeping things going? Maintain.
Maintain. Two main ideas here. One is to keep something in good condition, like a car or a house. The other is to continue something at the same level or rate.
Like, he maintains his car regularly.
Yeah, he does the checks, the oil changes, the repairs needed to keep it running well, to prevent it from falling apart. Preservation.
Okay. Or, it's hard to maintain a healthy diet.
Right. It's difficult to continue eating healthy consistently day after day over a long time. It requires ongoing effort to keep that state going. So maintain is about preservation or continuation.
You definitely need to maintain your motivation when you're learning something big, like a language, over months or years.
So true. That consistency is key to maintaining progress.
All right, let's talk about those aha moments. Realize.
Realize. Yeah, this means to become fully aware of something as a fact, to understand it clearly. Often it's something you understand suddenly or for the first time. It's more than just knowing. It's like an internal click, an understanding.
I realized I left my keys at home.
Right. That moment you become aware, oh no, the keys aren't here. It's often a sudden awareness.
Okay. Or, she realized her mistake and apologized.
So she understood that what she did was wrong. That realization, that understanding directly led to the apology. Realize implies that cognitive shift, understanding a situation or fact internally.
I didn't realize how much work goes into making one of these deep dives until we started.
Huh. That is a perfect example. A sudden awareness, understanding something you didn't fully grasp before.
Okay, next word. Impact.
Impact. This means a strong effect. Or influence. How one thing affects another thing or another person.
Like exercise has a big impact on your health.
Yeah, regular exercise significantly affects your health, usually positively. Has a powerful effect, a strong influence.
Okay. Or social media impacts how we communicate.
It definitely does. These platforms strongly influence and change the way people interact, share info. Impact is the word you use when you want to talk about significant effects or consequences.
Learning new vocabulary can have a really big impact on your confidence when speaking.
Absolutely. Being able to express yourself better, that directly impacts how confident you feel.
Okay, if someone asks your opinion on something good, you might recommend it.
Exactly. Recommend. You suggest that someone should do something or buy something or that a thing is good or suitable. It's a positive suggestion, usually based on your own good experience or knowledge.
I recommend this cafe.
Meaning, I liked it, I had a good experience, so I'm suggesting you try it too.
Right. Or, doctors recommend drinking water every day.
Yeah, medical experts suggest this because they know it's good for your health. You recommend things you genuinely believe are good or useful for others.
Can you recommend a good way to remember all these words?
I recommend using them in your own sentences as soon as you can. Practice makes perfect.
Good recommendation. Okay, speaking of suggestions, sometimes you like one thing more than another. That's prefer.
Prefer, exactly, to like one thing better than another. To choose something simply because you like it more.
I prefer tea over coffee in the morning.
So if you offer me both, tea is the one I like more, the one I'll choose in the morning.
Okay. Or, she prefers walking to work instead of driving.
That's her personal choice. The way she likes more, the one she chooses is walking. Prefer just indicates your personal liking, your choice among options.
Do you prefer learning with audio, like this, or reading text?
You know, I actually prefer a mix. Audio helps with pronunciation and listening, but seeing the words written down helps too.
Good point. Okay. Related to knowing things. Aware.
Aware. To be aware means having knowledge or realization about something, knowing that a fact or situation exists or is happening.
Are you aware of the meeting tomorrow?
Just asking. Do you know about it? Is it on your radar?
Okay. Or, he wasn't aware of the new policy.
Meaning he didn't know about the new rule, he hadn't been informed or hadn't realized it existed. Being aware is pretty fundamental, right? You need to know what's going on to react properly.
Yeah, it's really important to be aware of cultural differences when you're communicating internationally.
Oh, absolutely key. That awareness helps you avoid misunderstandings and navigate different contexts smoothly.
Okay, we're near the end. 2 words left that show contrast. Despite and although. Let's start with despite.
Despite. Okay, this shows that something happens or is true even though something else exists that might seem to prevent it or contradict it. Big clue. It's usually followed by a noun or adjourned an ing word.
She smiled despite feeling sad.
Right. The sadness might make you expect no smile, but the smile happened anyway, in spite of the sadness.
Okay. Or, despite the rain, we went hiking.
The rain was a problem, an obstacle for hiking, right? But it didn't stop them. They went anyway, despite highlights that the main thing happens regardless of the obstacle mentioned.
So, despite the challenge of learning English,
Many people find it incredibly rewarding. Yes. Good link back. The difficulty doesn't prevent the positive outcome.
perfect. And finally, although,
Although, similar job to despite showing contrast but structurally different. Although introduces a whole clause with a subject and verb that makes the main clause seem a bit surprising or unlikely.
okay, the examples. Although it was cold, we didn't wear jackets.
See, it was cold, clause 1, which makes you expect jackets. But the surprising part is we didn't wear them, main clause. Although connects those contrasting ideas.
Got it. Or, he agreed, although he wasn't happy about it.
He agreed, main action. But the contrast, his feeling, clause introduced by although, was negative. He agreed in spite of being unhappy.
So, although these are pretty common words,
Mastering all their nuances, using them perfectly, that takes practice, definitely.
that's really true. Although you might recognize them on the page, using them effectively in conversation is that next step. And well, there you have it. Our deep dive into these 25 words that our source highlights as, well, essential for building that everyday English vocabulary. We've looked at the core meanings
Seen them in action with examples from the source.
and talked a bit about how you can actually use them to get your point across more clearly, more effectively.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Understanding words from the list itself, like necessary for basic needs or effective for getting results, and realizing that focused learning like this can be truly worthwhile. These aren't just words on a list, they're tools, really. Tools for understanding and navigating daily life.
It really makes you think. We only covered 25 words here today. And that kind of brings up a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to consider, building on what we've discussed.
Just how much impact can becoming truly aware of and then actively using even a relatively small set of frequently used words like these actually have on your overall confidence and your fluency when you communicate in English.
Yeah, if getting a handle on these 25 words can be this necessary and this effective, what are the layers of understanding? What are the ways of expressing yourself or just waiting there for you to unlock as you continue to learn and consider new vocabulary?
It's definitely something to mull over as you start putting these words into practice in your own conversations. Now, here's a little challenge for you. Try using just even 10 of these new phrases today in your real-life English conversations. Remember, practice really does make perfect.
And hey, just a little extra tip for you amazing learners. If you happen to come across any word during this episode, or any of our episodes for that matter, that feels a little bit tricky or new, please don't hesitate to hit that pause button. Take a moment to jot it down in your notebook or on your phone and maybe look up its meaning.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode, our wonderful learners. If you found this lesson helpful and you enjoyed learning these new phrases with us, please don't forget to give us a like, leave a comment letting us know which one you're going to try, and definitely subscribe to EnglightenPro so you don't miss out on any future lessons.
Exactly. And if you know someone else who's on their English learning journey too, please share this episode with them. It really, truly helps our channel grow so we can keep bringing you more awesome lessons.
All right, until our next chat, keep speaking with confidence, keep practicing, and keep shining. This is it. Wish you all the best, and see you in the next lessons. This is your friend Emily.
This is Jack, signing off for now. Bye for now.